What's up, YouTubers? Rich from 2RC Productions here, and today we got something kind of special here. We got a little unboxing here, and it's the ECX Horizon Hobby AMP Monster Truck Build to Drive, they call it. Instead of just calling it a kit, they call it Build to Drive. And the difference between this kit and older kits, like the Tamiya kits, which you guys know I love to build, is the fact that all the components pretty much come with this. From what I understand, it has very little information on the box on what exactly it comes with. Now, I know it comes with a motor, I know it comes with the car, the body, the electronics, but I don't know for sure if it comes with a battery and a charger. I'm assuming it does. I know it comes with the transmitter, but there is virtually no pictures on the box whatsoever of contents in the package other than this nice exploded view. They got kind of a half exploded view of the amp on the top of the box. The box is really plain. I'm not really impressed with ECX's box art. I know some people really get into the box art and they really want to see some cool pictures and photos and things on the box. There is a few scenes that, it shows like a kid working on it with his dad and stuff on the one side. Let's see if I can show you that. Yeah, where is it? I don't know where it is. Oh yeah, it shows on the back. I don't know if you can see there on the side panel, but it's very, very basic. And ECX is a brand that is very buyer friendly for the beginner. I mean, their prices are really reasonable. They give you a good quality vehicle for a very affordable price, and this kit is no different. This goes for $129.99, so $130 plus tax, puts you at about $140. And the difference between this and the normal amp is they have a ready to run version and they have the kit version. And no one else is really dabbling with kits. You have Tamiya, you have Kyosho who's been bringing back some of their old ones. Tamiya has always had kits for years and years and years, but nobody is really dabbling in the kit. Everything is ready to run, ready to run, ready to run. And ready runs are cool, but the problem is a lot of new people that RC jump into a ready to run, and they might not be that mechanical to start, and they think, oh, this thing's built, and I can just turn it on and go like a, Toys R Us car that you buy, and it's just not the case. These vehicles are very complex. They have moving suspensions, parts, differentials, and hundreds of small parts. And if something happens to break on the vehicle and you're not mechanical and you don't know where to begin and you don't have a good manual or you can't follow directions really well, you're going to be in trouble. One of two things is going to happen. You're either going to figure out how to fix it. You're going to take it to a hobby shop. If you purchased it at a hobby shop, they will back you up on stuff. I know hobby shops that I frequent, if I bought a kit or something there and you had a problem, I've seen people before go into some of these shops and have an issue. In fact, Ken's RC is one hobby shop that I frequent, and I've seen where people have bought stuff there and they go in there and they'll actually fix it with you right there and teach you how to fix it, which is cool. And that's one of the great things about a local hobby shop, is that one-on-one intimate support you get. So when you're buying a vehicle, there's nothing better, in my opinion, than putting it together from scratch, because you have a very good understanding of what you're getting into and what it takes to work on the vehicle. So if you have it in a million pieces to start with and you put it together, you're going to have a great understanding of how the machine works, and when it comes time to tear it down, it's going to be easy. Now, this is not as complex as a Tamiya kit. Tamiya kits are very complex. I shouldn't say very complex, but they can be intimidating to a beginner. This one, it says 250 plus pieces. It also says partially assembled on the box. Differential shocks and wheels assembled. Everything you need to build. It says tools included and everything, which is awesome. Normally you'd have to get your own tools, which for me is not a big deal because I've been doing RC for many, many years. But somebody that doesn't have tools can go in there and buy this kit, bring it home, and everything is there that you need. I'm guessing that it says apply your favorite paint color and then your decals. So I'm guessing, obviously, the paint doesn't come with the kit. You're going to have to get polycarbonate paint. It does not show on the box if it comes with a battery or charger. I know the transmitter comes with it, but it doesn't even show the transmitter on the box. So as of right now, if I just bought this and I didn't know anything about this, I could say, okay, it comes with the kit and a body and a motor and suspension and then electronics, obviously, because it says somewhere, where did it say here, everything you need to build. I'm guessing. So what we're going to do is here, I'm not going to hold you up anymore looking at the box. I just think this is a really, really cool thing from ECX. Granted, they didn't want to jump in here and make 10 different kits, but they have one variation of the Amp Monster truck in a kit form to get people building and doing something and working with your hands. I've talked about this with Tim from RC Noob. In fact, I think we covered it in our last podcast, or 2 podcasts ago. I think it was the last one. And we talked about it. I asked him about the Amp Kit if he got any good feedback on it, because this is one that's been on my list that I wanted to get. And not so much to get because this truck is, I have to have this truck and it has to be in my collection because of the Amp truck. No. More so that it's a kit, and I wanted to get it to basically share this with my YouTube audience, to show them what is in the box, to go through the build process, let everyone know how it goes together, what I think of it, give you a sample run of it. And I think it's awesome for maybe, you know, somebody to do with their kid or something, first time RCer that wants to do something. So I'm all about getting new people into the hobby, and again, no better way to get into the hobby than building the kit. So I'm going to break away here. I'm going to cut the tabs off of the box, get the box open. We'll take a look at what's inside. Okay, YouTubers, here's what we got. I just took the cover off and I didn't take anything out of the box. So I'm going to weed through this with you for the first time. So you see, okay, I'm going to hit the obvious here. We got a bag with some wheels and tires in here. And I'm going to kind of bust through this plastic because it's kind of foggy looking plastic, so we get a good look at it. Okay, there's speed treads like other ECX vehicles. This is a 110 scale vehicle, so it will be a size comparison to my Torment, my 110 Torment. The wheels are glued. I can see that. Very, very cool rubber. Nice tread, road kind of off-road road tread pattern. That obviously, these are definitely softer than the 110 Torment rubber compound, and it's got kind of a like a beadlock looking wheel, semi-pneumatic, so that's cool. 4 of those obviously already pre-glued, which is cool. Here is the amp body, which is completely clear. It does have some kind of graphics on there, so basically they give you a starting point of some graphics, and then you paint it your color of your choice, and then you can dress it up with the included decals. I'm going to pop this open so we can get a better look at it. I love the smell of new RC. Even these, you know, the Tamiya always has their unique smell, but any RC kit you open is awesome. I just love the smell of new RC. Okay, so what we got here is we got an instruction manual wrapped up in there pretty tight in the body. Open this up. Okay, what do we got? Okay, so we got the instruction manual here, which is a pretty big book. Very basic, just in black and white, nothing fancy, no color. But you can see, I'm just looking at it at a quick glance here, and the pictures are very, very large, very self-explanatory, a lot of detail, even more detailed than like a Tamiya kit. Most of the Tamiya kit, you know, they're the old style manual that they've been using for many, many years. This has a nice 3D look, shadowed, so it gives it a you know, very realistic look, and it looks as basic as it can get and as easy as it can get to understand. So that looks pretty cool. Here is the sticker sheet, ECX sticker sheet that they load up with amp and headlights, taillights, and windshield stickers and Horizon Hobby. So that's cool because you can personalize this vehicle any way you want. We'll get a good look at the body now. Yeah, see what they do is they give you some striping and they leave the body clear. And it actually looks pretty cool with just the stripes. I'll see, maybe I'll shoot it a color, maybe I'll even leave it just clear like this. It's got like some gray in here and then splashes all over it, splashes in the back. So basically whatever color you pick is the final base color. And I might even just leave it like this. We'll see. We'll see. And this will probably be just a fun basher, you know, that I'll take out every once in a while, let the kids run it or whatever. Mainly I'm buying this for the build experience, like I said, to see what it's all about. So there's the body. Put that on the side, get this plastic out of the way. Okay, here's the chassis section, basic plastic chassis like you see. What do we got here? Okay, this is the radio. And this is the same radio that the 124th Torment carries. And this was one thing that I was not that excited about with this kit when it first came out, is this radio. Not that it's not functional, that it's not comfortable, that the action isn't nice. It doesn't have grip on it. It's got a grip, but not a rubber grip. It's very comfortable. You know, it's got this big kind of thick grip. It's comfortable. It has all the necessary adjustments that you need. Little short antenna, 2.4 gigahertz. But the only thing I don't like, I like the traditional radio with the base where you could stand it up. This will stand, but it's kind of floppy. It's just a little weird, and I know these companies are trying to be innovative and come out with cool and new things and that, but I'm not a total fan of it, but it's going to work. It's going to do the job. And if I decided that this truck was really great and I used it, you know, a lot, which I'm doubting that's going to be the case. There's going to be other vehicles that I'm probably going to go to more than this one. But I've heard a lot of good things about this truck, and who knows, I might drive this truck and think it's the greatest thing ever. I don't know. But if that's the case, and I really, really like the truck and I used it a lot, I probably would upgrade the radio and use something else, use another radio. But, again, it's functional. It works. For anybody buying this kit, I would not say, oh, I wouldn't buy it because of the transmitter, because the transmitter is proven and it works. And it doesn't glitch out. And I know that because we've had that radio for over a year on the Torment, and it's worked fine. Get this bubble wrap out of the way. A couple little parts here. I have no idea what that is. Maybe it looks like a servo saver. It comes with the battery, which is cool because I wasn't sure about that. And it is a, let's see what we got here. It is a 1800 speed pack. They're basic with the ECX EC3 connector on there. Dynamite speed pack, which is a very good battery. I have a bunch of them, so that's a good power source to start. It will do just fine. They give you the 4 AA's for the transmitter, which is cool. Don't have to buy those. Looks like this is the Dynamite warning instruction sheet. No big deal. I know what this is. This is going to be the crummy little wall charger that I won't use. Yeah. So anyway, they put this in here to save money on the kit and overall, so you don't have to pay a lot of money. But these are horrendous. They have no peak light on them, nothing. You just have to judge by the time that it's plugged in and feel the battery for heat and so on. And what I generally do with these, because I don't use these, is I'll cut this cord and I'll keep this connector, the EC3 connector, and I'll use it for a charge adapter or something. So I will not be using that. But for someone that has no RC equipment and this is your first vehicle, you can use this charger. It will get you up and running. And that's generally what they're trying to do with a ready to run. They're not giving you the best possible components, the best charger, the best battery, and all this stuff, but they're giving you enough to get going. Okay, this is a bag, and it's got your components in there. B1, bag 2, bag 4, and bag 3. So you get the idea, all the parts separated into bags. When you go through the instructions, you go, you know, and I can see their suspension arms and screws and shafts and pins, and it looks like it's put together really well. Oh, ball bearings, comes with ball bearings, which is cool. That's a nice little upgrade from the factory there. They could just give you bushings, but they give you ball bearings. B2, we got the front bumper, components in there. Get these bags on the side. Okay, bag E. Shocks. Okay, pre-assembled. Bag E. Oil-filled shocks, pre-assembled. I'm assuming they're already full of oil because they're put together already. This is another task that when you're building a car, and like a Tamiya kit, you have to assemble the oil-filled shocks from scratch. You got to put all the bladders in there and the diaphragms and the caps and, you know, fill them with oil and O-rings and so on. So these are already together. So that's a big step that's saved. And it does state that on the box that suspension is already put together. So that saves you some time. So one more thing you don't have to build. Okay, what do we got over here? This is really cool. So they give you a Allen screwdriver for the small Allen screws. So I'm assuming that's probably, there's probably a couple set screws maybe for the motor or something like that, the pinion gear, I'm not sure. And they give you a Phillips screwdriver. Oh, you know what? Let me open it up. It looks like it might be like a 4-in-1 deal. Hold on. Let me get out my Ginsu here so I can cut this bag open. Alright. So, wow. Yeah, it's like a 4-in-1 screwdriver. That's pretty neat. That's got a nice grippy rubber handle on it. It says ECX on a little sticker they got in there. It's kind of cool. I mean, it only costs a few bucks, but you don't have to buy a screwdriver. So it's got the straight end, and you flip it around, and it's got the Phillips on, so you can do any repairs, I'm assuming. If you're building the whole kit pretty much from here, I'm assuming that between this Allen screwdriver and the 4-way wrench, lug wrench they give you, and then the screwdriver, you can pretty much build this and do any repair from that little kit they give you. Very, very cool. Very cool concept. Kudos to ECX for putting this out there. I think it's kind of a risky decision in nowadays times because a lot of people want the easy route and they don't want to have to build things and do things, and I think this is great. And it's a great way to get people wrenching on their RCs. So let's see what we got here. This is bag F, and the reason I'm opening this one is I see electronics. So we got the foam there for the battery to use 6 or 7 cell. I'm assuming you can use a 7 cell. And if you use a 7 cell, you would leave that spacer out. It has the trademark ECX battery door with the twist knobs to pull it off, which I think is awesome. That's one of their trademark deals. When ECX came out with their first run of vehicles, this was one of their major, I guess, selling point options that they had was no more snap pins, you know, for body pins for the battery hold down. They're included in there. They got these little tabs. You just turn them, pop it off, and they stay there. It's awesome. Great design. So you got some body post, and we have the speed controller. This is not a speed controller that I have for other vehicles, so I'm not. It has no numbers on it. It has no markings on it. It does have the EC3 connector coming off of it, obviously, and some bullet connectors to hook up to the motor. Hopefully it's decent and it works well for this application, but if we find that it's not that good of a speed controller, we can always upgrade that. So I showed you the shock, showed you all that. Okay, let's see what we got over here. More suspension arms, front suspension stay, it looks like. Arms, yeah, there's quite a few parts. This is bag C1, C2, C3, C4, a lot of parts. What do we got here? Some more parts and screws, and I'm not going to open all this stuff up, but just to give you an idea how it's packaged up, it really looks really packaged up well. Very reminiscent of the Tamiya kits with everything marked. Clearly, you look in the instructions, it'll tell you what bag to go to and pull your parts out. And then the last bag here is bag D, and this looks like this goes all the way up to like bag 8. So, or yeah, D1 through 8. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Motor guard, I can see. Some more bearings in there, some bushings, steel bushings, and then the dynamite motor, which I'd like to see what turn it is there. I'm going to open this up so I can show you the motor. You can see what turn it is. So D5, the motor's packaged up, and of course the label is right in the way of where I want to look. Hold on a second here. 20 turn. Okay, so it's a 20 turn dynamite motor. Dynamite motors work really well. I have a few of them, obviously, in my ECX vehicles, and I also have the Dynamite 55 turn and Megan's CC01 land feeder. So the 20 turn is going to be obviously a little less speed than the 110 Torment. The 110 Torment, in the later versions, they upgraded to a 15 turn motor. And the lower the turns, the higher the speed you get. And what happens is a 15 turn allows more voltage to come in. I like to describe it like a funnel, pouring water in a funnel. If you have a 15 turn, that means there's less turns on the armature, which means there's less resistance for the electrical current to flow. So, having said that, if you were to pour a funnel, if you have a funnel in front of you and you are to pour water in a funnel, and it's a really, really tight hole, a small hole, and the water is coming out very, very slow, and you have to pour it very, very slow, and the funnel's filling up, and the water's coming out slow, that would be a 20 turn motor, say. Then if you had a larger opening on the bottom, let's say this is the 20 turn and this is the 15 turn. Now you could dump that water a little bit faster and it's going to run out the bottom a lot faster. That's what a 15 turn does, because there's less wire windings on the armature, which lets the current pass through the motor a lot faster, giving you more speed. So what's going to happen here with the 20 turn is it's going to be slower on the top end. It's going to have less power, less torque than the 15 turn. But what they did is they put an extremely small pinion gear on here. And for those of you that follow my channel and have watched my RC Gearing Basics video, you know that what does the small pinion gear do when you made it up to a larger spur gear? It's going to give you a lot of low-end power. If this was a giant pinion gear, I would say this 20 turn is going to give us some pretty high speed, but it's going to take off slow. What they're doing here is this vehicle is designed for light off-road use. I would say, you know, you can run it in some dirt and sand and gravel and stuff, and you can run it on a tarmac. What this is going to do with the 20 turn, with the small pinion, is going to give you a lot of snap out of the hole. So when you hit the trigger, it's going to take off really, really quick, but it's not going to have that great of a top end, which is fine for off-road running. So just want to give you a little background on that. So I will break this 20 turn motor in. Like I said, Dynamite makes good motors. I have not had one blow up. Even in my ECX, Torment, and Ruckus, our 18th scale versions that are probably almost 3 years old now, have not burned out a motor in any of them yet. So I like Dynamite motors. Let's see here. Where else? I think that's basically it. Yeah, the D. I wanted to show you that. Motor guard and parts. And I think that's about it, guys. So obviously it's not that exciting looking at parts. But I wanted to show you everything in the context. And then what I'm going to do is when I decide to build this, and I don't know when that'll be. It could be next week. It could be 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I have a tendency to be a procrastinator when it comes to certain things, and not so much that I don't want to do it. It's time frame. You know, there's a lot of things going on. I have 3 kids and family, and I work full time and everything else. So I have to allot time to do these type of projects. And if I'm not in the frame of mind to do it, or I don't have the time to do it, where I know, oh, I got to go down there and then I got to go do something. I come to the hobby room and I got to go do something in a half hour. I'm not going to get into this. I need to, when I work on my projects, I need to have uninterrupted time, my time, when my mind is there to do the project. Because if you know how it is, if somebody tells you to do a project or you're forced to do a project at a certain time and you're not ready, it's not enjoyable. And I like my RC builds and building things, and that's why I like to do them in my time. So I wanted to show you all the parts here, guys. I appreciate you watching. This is the video week in between the final giveaway video, which you guys know I am giving away an SC28. I'll show you a quick view of that, which is mine. And I actually been searching around still, and nobody has it still. They're saying February, they're saying middle, late February. I don't know. Could be any day, could be next week, but I checked again at a hobby shop, Hobbytown USA. I checked there. They don't have them, man. So I'm not really worrying about it too much. I'm not going to order one on eBay. I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to give up mine like I talked about in the other video. I'll be able to get it at some point when they start really producing them. But for now, I thought it fitting for the giveaway. And the reason I'm mentioning this is anybody who caught this video, I'm assuming everybody that entered themselves into the contest are people that watch my channel and follow my videos. But if, for instance, you missed the last video and you were on this video and you want to be entered and you're in the United States of the lower 48 and you want to get into the contest, please look on my Rich Rambles 4 video, and you'll see a picture of this truck on the title of the video, the title screen of the video. You'll see this truck. You watch it through. You leave a comment in that video and tell me that you want to be entered in the contest. We have like 1 week left, because next week I am going to do a video on the giveaway portion and announce the winner. I want to take this time to thank all of our YouTube subscribers and Google Plus followers, all my buddies out at Team Integrity RC. Really great bunch of guys out there. I want to give a shout out to my boy Sean B. He actually phoned me. I sent out his #1 subscriber package this week, and he phoned me. And we talked for the first time personally and had a great conversation with Sean. And he's was my #1 subscriber because, you know, he's just always there commenting on my videos and just been a good friend to me as well. And he says that I help him out, and I think that's awesome. And I know he's helped me out in the past. And just wanted to mention that. Great dude from the UK. He received this package and he loves all the contents. And I want to thank all the subscribers, thank all the supporters. We're at like 2,000 187 subscribers at the time of this video. So we're doing really well considering it's only February 4th today. And I mean, the time is just flying by. I mean, we're already after Christmas, we're through January, into February, but we're already almost at 200 subscribers in a couple months here, you know, so or a month from the time we hit 2,000, which is really awesome. I also want to mention another dude. His name is Carmine Alaka, I believe is how you say his last name. And this guy has had a series of bad events happening to him. Just terrible things that you wouldn't wish on anybody to have. And you know, there's always people in your life that you meet like that. Some people seem to have a golden horseshoe around their neck all the time, and they could trip and fall into a mud hole and come out clean. And then other people just have bad turns in their life. And he's an ex-military vet. His dad was a war hero. You know, just he lost family members, and you know, helped his family members out that were sick and had to sell things off. And he's on disability now because he was in Iraq and had an IED blow up and shatter his legs. And, you know, I hear people wanting to help vets out all the time and stuff like that. And the guy can't make his rent. You know, he's got a wife, he's got kids, lost a daughter last year. So he just got a really bad things going on right now. And I've posted a couple times on this. I know it seems like a scam sometimes when you go on the internet and you see these kind of things. I've checked into it myself and talked to Carmine on YouTube and Google Plus and checked out his story myself because I was skeptical, and everything that I've seen seems to check out, although he's not getting any kind of response. And we're not talking just monetary. Not everybody can afford to give people money and do things like that. I'm talking just prayers for the guy. Send out some prayers, some thoughts for this guy and his family, that something will turn around and God will provide him with you know, a place to live and food on his table and money for medication that he needs. Yeah, I just wanted to take a mention to him. Look him up. Carmine Alaka, I believe it's Allocca. Yeah, just hate to see people going through stuff like that. So I wanted to mention him. And I think that is about it. So like I said, thanks everybody for watching, and please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe the video if you like what you see. Till next time, Rich from 2RC Productions signing out. Thanks for watching.